Hello, everyone, and welcome back from spring break. I hope you had more than a few moments to sit back, relax, and take your mind off of microeconomics. But I hope you're excited to dive right back in this week, taking a look at Chapter 20, which is Consumer Choice. Before we dive into the material from Chapter 20, I wanted to give you a friendly reminder of this course's final project, which will give you an opportunity to take a deep dive into a firm and look at the economic factors affecting that firm, like supply, demand, opportunity cost, and elasticity. I encourage you, if you haven't already, to go ahead, pick that firm, and begin working on that project now while those concepts are still fresh in your mind. I've noticed that students that do this tend to do much better not only on their final project, but it gives them more time to study for the final exam as well. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk consumer choice. The first concept that we learn from chapter 20 is this concept of utility. Utility is going to be defined as the want satisfying power of a good or service. Put more simply, utility is a unit measurement of happiness. As economists, we always want to take these broad concepts that are hard to compare and assign them units so that we can compare not only the total effects of decisions, but the marginal effects of decisions. We'll recall from chapter 1 of our text that consumers have unlimited wants, but individual consumers have different individual preferences. Utility is a very useful tool on how individuals and business allocate their limited resources or their budget constraints to this unlimited want. When we're talking about utility, you'll also often hear this term of a util. And a util is simply a unit of measure of utility. It is one unit of utility. There are two different concepts when dealing with utility. First, there's marginal utility, and just as the name suggests, marginal utility is the change in total utility due to a one unit change of a good. And because consumers like variety, typically as we consume more and more of the same good, that utility will diminish over time until eventually our total utility will actually go down if we consume one more of a good. Imagine for a moment that you have a whole variety of food in front of you, and you're to choose your favorite food. Well, the first time you consume your favorite food, your marginal utility, of course, is going to be high. As you continue to eat that favorite food, though, you're still going to enjoy it. It's your favorite food, but it may not be quite as high when you eat it the second time. Again, it's going to go down the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, and perhaps by the sixth or seventh time, you no longer gain a unit of happiness or utility from eating this favorite food. In fact, your happiness may go down. This is the concept of diminishing marginal utility. And you see it not only with food, but all consumer goods and services. The second is total utility. And total utility takes all of the marginal utility from all of the individual goods that you and I consume and simply sums it together for total utility. Utility is affected by many different variables. Some of these variables that they share in common with elasticity that we studied 2 weeks ago. They're things like our budget constraint, consumer income, substitutes, and purchasing power. That is going to be a general summary of Chapter 20, Consumer Choice. There's nothing I enjoy more than working through utility problems. I mean that genuinely. So if you come up with one that's a little bit difficult on your homework, please, please, please feel free to reach out to me. And if you have any questions regarding our final project, let me know. I'm always happy to share that with you, and likewise with the class in our general discussion area. Until next time, we'll talk again soon. Thanks.